Hello everyone! Today we're going to be taking a look at the Sonnox Oxford drum gate. Is it the drum gate to end all drum gates? It kind of does everything all in one. Not only is it a gate, it's also a leveler, and it captures MIDI to create MIDI triggers for whatever drum sample, whatever drum replacer you want to use, whether that's Slate Trigger, Superior Drummer, anything. All right, so before we begin, this is the song we're going to be trying it out on.
You smile, then you change, and you don't cry anymore. Every move you make, the pictures fall on my glass and grenade.
If you like this song, you can get the multi-tracks for free this November by signing up to the Peak Level Audio newsletter. Link is in the description below. As always, please like and subscribe. All right, let's dig in. Here is our snare soloed. This snare is a perfect candidate because, as you can hear, there's a lot of hi-hat bleed. So right now, let's just set this to default, factory default, and see what it does. I mean, right off the bat, that's pretty impressive. So it looks like we have our threshold here. And as expected, if we raise it above the transients, there's no gating, or there's no sound coming through the gate because the sound doesn't push the gate open. As we bring it down, it starts gating. Now, let's try bringing it down too much. So we're also getting some hi-hat in there, possibly some kick. So it has this match transients section, and if we hit snare, I'm curious to see if it takes that hi-hat out. And that's pretty awesome. It also has learn unmatched and remove matched. So let's give that a go. So I haven't read the manual for this. I think this is how you use it. Just create a loop of a snare or a hit that you want. Yeah, okay. So that seems to have learned that. As expected. Let's see if we can get it to remove a snare. And it did. So that's pretty awesome. I'm pretty stoked about that. All right, so the next option is Decay. So this kind of replaces your typical range feature on a gate. So it appears. So if we raise the Decay all the way up, it's not really decaying anything. And from the looks of it, this middle section here, it kind of uses this as the main frequency that you want to set. So if you want to let the main tone of the snare or your tom or your kick through, then you would put this section here where the most prominent frequencies are in this waterfall graph. Over here we have gain reduction, so this looks like it's the straight up range function. So I imagine if I bring this all the way down, then it'll just completely cut off any sound once the gate closes. And all the way up, then no gating is happening. So this way it is kind of killing a little bit of the high end of the snare. But if we set all this back to default, we'll leave it at that for now. Let's quickly try it up in the high end, see what we can do. So that does sound a little bit better than the default. Let's take a look at the leveler. I see here an auto set leveler. Let's give that a go. All right, so it took a minute, but it did eventually set a target. What would be nice is when I'm playing back, if there was some kind of user feedback to let me know that the plugin knows that playback is happening, because I wasn't quite sure that it was working right there. But I did give it some time and it did start working. From what I understand, unlike a normal leveler, which has one target level, this Oxford drum gate has two target levels. So it has a loud target and it has a soft target. And they are both adjustable on their own. You can set your split here, or I guess you can split them this way as well. Now, these, I'm guessing if we bring it all the way down to 0, then it's not going to move towards the target at all. And if we bring it all the way up to 100, then it's going to move these hits right up to the loud target level. Cool, so that works pretty much as expected, and I imagine it would be the same for the soft target. There's not really any ghost notes for it to go to at this point. Let's try bringing this whole thing down and see if it gets quieter. All right, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm a little bit, there's not really any ghost notes going on, so the soft target level, I should definitely read the manual about that and figure out how to use it to its utmost potential. But though that is the gate, that's the leveler. Last but not least, let's try out some MIDI capture, and let's go to a fill. So this looks like a good fill to try it out on. And before we capture anything, let's just quickly make an instrument track. I already have something with that name. All right, let's color it something a little nicer than that ugly brown. And yeah, let's see what happens. So at a glance, it looks like it picked up, I'm not entirely sure that this is a snare. Yeah, okay. Cool. So it picked up everything. And let's quickly try loading a drum sample in here and just see what it sounds like. And with that, once that's done, we'll wrap up this review. Let's check out the velocities. I wonder, taking a quick look here, if this, yeah. Okay, so let's change this. Transpose. We'll make this all D1. There we go. Now we'll get some snares. Sounds pretty good to me. Yeah, so that's the Sonnox Oxford Drumgate. It does multiple things in one plugin. It kind of, not only is it a gate, similar to, say, the new Slate gate, which helps you filter out certain frequencies, but keep the main like resonant frequencies of your snare or kick, whatever. But it also does drum leveling, just like Sound Radix drum leveler or Melda M auto volume, and it also gives you MIDI out, just like say Massey DRT or Superior Drummer 3's tracker feature. Kind of does it all in one. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is my first attempt at it. I should definitely read the manual to get the most out of it, but at a glance, it's a pretty sweet plugin. Kind of does it all in one. Lets you replace 3 plugins with one. That's always handy. I'd say so far, just based on this quick review, it's a pretty cool utility plugin. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for listening.
You smile, then you change, and